Hello, I'm AD Hobbs, and this is my movie review of the 1984 film Gremlins. And although it's set at Christmas time, I thought it'd be more appropriate to review it at Halloween time. Yes, because it is a very scary film. But amazingly, I think it was released in America in the summertime. The movie's set at Christmas time. Why would you show it in the summertime? Oh, well, they show it on TV at Christmas time. Anyway, my earliest memory of Gremlins was I got a toy of a gremlin when I was about 5 years old from a toy shop, and I had no idea what it was from, just like the look of it, thought it looked pretty cool. Then, about a year later, all kids were talking about the movie Gremlins, how they go around attacking people and destroying things, and that scared me. Scared me so much, in fact, that I stopped playing with the toy. I put it in the attic or something, yeah. In other words, the movie Gremlins terrified me as a child, and that's before I even saw it. People merely talking about it was enough to really scare me, yeah. Anyway, the movie released in 1984. At more or less the same time, two other films were released, Ghostbusters and A Nightmare on Elm Street. Now, the thing these three films have in common is horror and comedy combined, those two elements combined, yeah. But who came up with the idea of a horror comedy first? Yeah, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Because they were all released in the same year, yeah. And the movie Ghoulies was released in very late 1984. The best way I could describe Ghoulies is it's like Gremlins on a very small budget, yes. Anyway, when I was about 8 years old, I saw the movie Ghoulies 2, and I was absolutely terrified. It gave me lots of sleepless nights. Then, about a month later, Christmas time, I saw the movie Gremlins because it had been shown on TV. And I forgot all about Ghoulies 2. No, Gremlins was way more terrifying. Yes, so I got out of the frying pan into the fire, yeah. It was but, however, in spite of all this, I remember as a child thinking it was a shame. It was a shame that Gremlins was too scary for kids because it was actually a very good story. Some good imaginative ideas. The idea that you mustn't eat after midnight, or water makes them multiply, and bright lights kill them. Yeah, so yes, there's going to be some spoilers in this, by the way. So yeah, and then years later, when I was a bit more grown up, I found out that Gremlins was supposed to be a kids' film, and I was mildly surprised when I found that out. So the movie that terrified me so much as a child was initially supposed to be a family film, yes, but they toned it down. It was originally going to be a lot more gory, but evidently didn't tone it down enough because it scared the hell out of me. But Gremlins was one of those movies that was sort of divided. Some kids liked it, some didn't. It was too scary. So it's debatable if it's too scary for kids or not. I personally think it's too scary for this simple reason: the movie doesn't have strong language. It doesn't have blood and guts spewing everywhere, or anything like that. No. Why is it too scary for kids? Well, because the Gremlins are killing people for fun, not for food or for political reasons or anything like that. No, they're killing people for fun. I mean, the movie Jaws was a bit scary when I was a kid, but the monster kills people to eat, for food. The idea of killing people for fun, that was just too dark, too sinister for a child, yeah. So that's why it was too much, yeah. But amazingly, the movie Gremlins, the first half, is fine for kids. It's almost like a Disney film. It's all very cute and cuddly, yeah. But the second half gets really horrible, yeah. It's such a change of pace, change of tone, yeah. And, Gremlins, there was a book called The Gremlins, written by Roald Dahl in the 1940s. And Disney was going to make a film of it, but it never happened. It was just an idea on the shelf. Anyway, in his story, Gremlins are little imps that make aircraft crash or cause aircraft trouble, and they make it look like an accident. Now, in the movie Gremlins, it's a totally different story. Well, they don't just destroy aircraft, they destroy machines in general, anything. They mangle, mash and destroy everything and make it look like an accident. And nevertheless, there is a little nod to the original Gremlins story, where Mr. Futterman is very drunk and considers driving his snowplow, and he goes, "It's not working, there's gremlins in it. There's gremlins in the machinery that are making it break. Just like the same gremlins that destroyed the World War II aircraft, yeah. The enemy sends gremlins in the machinery." That's where we get the phrase, "there's gremlins in the machinery." Yes, it's like a metaphor. It's saying, things go wrong, it's as if little imps have done it, yeah. And, well, for me, Gremlins, they're like violent hooligans. And sometimes they're like really horrendous bugs. You have to destroy the lot of them, yeah. And, but I found it interesting that it was originally, like a family film. It was a PG, then they had to change it to PG-13. They made it a certificate 15 in Britain, to play it to make sure it doesn't frighten kids, yeah. But originally it was meant to be for kids. Now, in the story, when Billy discovers the Mogwai can multiply with water, his father comes up with the idea, why don't we sell it as a product then? Every kid in America should have one of these things. Yeah. But they before that, they take a Mogwai to a scientist, and he has to study it, make sure it's safe for kids. Well, of course, we'll find out later, no, definitely not safe for kids, definitely not. It turns into a monster and goes around killing people, so definitely not okay for kids. It's as if that was mirrored of what was happening in real life. The movie was hopefully going to be okay for kids, but no, definitely not, yeah. And, it's... Oh, yes, something else. When I first saw the film, of course, I didn't quite understand what the rules meant. It doesn't say what happens if you feed it after midnight. It doesn't say what happens if they get wet. So it leaves you guessing as to what would happen, yeah. And I assumed if Gizmo ate after midnight, he'd turn into a horrible monster. Now, that was in the original script. Gizmo was meant to, yes, but turn into Stripe, the leader of the Gremlins, yeah. Now, that's really dark, really sinister. The fact that Gizmo's so cute and cuddly and can turn into something so horrible. A bit like Night of the Living Dead, when a little girl turns into a horrible zombie that kills people. Yes, something so innocent turned into something so horrible. That was the original idea, but Steven Spielberg didn't like that. He said they have to change the story so that instead one of the other Mogwai turns into Gremlins, but not Gizmo. He said, no, Gizmo's cool, that he should be in throughout the whole film, yeah. So they changed, there's a number of changes made to the story, and at the very end, when there's only one Gremlin left, but of course that's not good enough, you have to kill every single one. Billy wants to kill Stripe, the last one, and then finally Gizmo wants to kill him and pulls the blinds down, and Stripe is on the brink of killing Gizmo, but the light of sunlight goes through the shaft or the window thing and kills him. So normally the hero saves the day, but in this case the day saved the hero. Yeah. Okay, one other little thing. The Mogwai are cute and cuddly because they're furry, whereas Gremlins have like reptilian type skin because everyone's grossed out by reptiles. I don't know about that. I mean, when I was a child, wolves frightened me. They're furry. And I thought lizards were cool and they're scaly. So it's not what you look like. No, an animal is defined by its behaviour. You should judge someone or something by its behaviour, not by what it looks like. Okay, well, oh, and one other thing. Gremlins. The anecdote when Kate is talking about why she hates Christmas so much, she clearly states there's no Santa Claus. You can't say that in a kids' film. What on earth were they thinking? That's such a stupid thing to do, but they did, yeah. Well, they should have edited that bit out. Yeah, that sounds pretty awful, yeah. Okay, well, Gremlins, okay if you're a young adult, not okay for kids. Thank you for watching. I'm Anthony Hobbs, and I'm never bored.